What's up, guys? Welcome to Summer Prep Series. This is the first episode of this Summer Prep Series. This series, actually, I just kind of had the idea of having a time lapse where we're going to be like, okay, we have some stuff to do. And like we talked in the previous video, if you haven't seen it, just go back and watch this one. I'll wait a minute. Welcome back. You know, there's usually a lot of people would do, summer shredding for the gym, but it was more than that because we have a lot more projects that we're going to kind of discuss right now. And I say not a lot more, it's just more projects because not a lot, it's just more. But for us, it's a lot of things to deal with. So right now, like the only thing is we never really said it, but for those of you that do follow me on TikTok, you guys know we are moving. We're moving. I've been living in Montreal and Quebec my whole life. I think it's pretty much the same for Mode as well.
Not Montreal my whole life. I come from Val d'Or, but I've been living in Montreal for 10 years now.
So mainly our lives have been spent in Quebec. So we kind of had the great idea of moving. We're going to move to another province. We're going from the East Coast to the West Coast. And we're moving to the Kelowna area in Vancouver. Why Kelowna? Well, we didn't really have an idea why Kelowna, because in the beginning we were just talking about moving abroad, maybe Spain, and after that we kind of had the idea of Calgary, which is like an 8-hour drive from Kelowna. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, we have Layla, and I was like, okay, well, I don't want to change her habits, the environment she's in too much, because she's still, like, I'm not gonna say young, but she's 10 years old. So
She's getting old.
Yeah, she's getting old. So she has a few more years to go, but until she passes, I'm not gonna change it a whole bunch.
Plus, she's a very, very anxious dog, and she's definitely her father's daughter. She's a creature of habit. So changing her habits and her lifestyle too much really, really takes a toll on her. So we wanted to find somewhere where it would be a change, but not too much of a change for her. But yeah.
Yeah. We decided to stay in Canada for a while, but the West Coast is like completely different. So the terrain is different, like the environment is different. And Kelowna is, the Okanagan Valley in Canada is one of the hottest places you could live in Canada, which is like something I really like. I'm not a big fan of winter. So it's just, yeah. That's kind of why-ish over there. Why Kelowna?
Also a big factor, deciding factor is we live in Quebec and we are full-time content creators and we make content in English. And Quebec is a French-speaking province. And that was one of the biggest reasons why we wanted to move, is because of how much harder it is to create here with what we're doing. Being here is really hindering our progress, basically our growth. Yeah. And because of like most apps are geo-focused and all of that, so moving to another province made sense. And we looked at ones that were closer at some point, but it was just not.
Yeah, like we wouldn't have felt the change of like, right. Just if we'd say Montreal to Toronto, well, it's just two big cities, but it's just absolutely the same to us. So I was like, okay, let's just go there. So like that's kind of the like why East Coast to the West Coast, and like we decided that we're gonna like completely start from scratch. Like 3 years ago when I moved in here, I rebuilt my whole life, all I needed, and I had nothing. So I was like, I started from scratch, and I'm gonna redo that again 3 years later. And it's absolutely fine because I'm like, it's just such a great opportunity to start a new beginning. And for those of you who don't know that, well, I really do like beginnings. So we're going to do that exactly like that. I'm literally selling everything I own, and we're leaving with Mode's SUV. I'm selling my car. I'm selling all my appliances, all my furniture. I'm selling everything. We're leaving with like clothes and
whatever fits in the car.
Whatever fits in the car, but also work-related stuff. So
right,
not much. And also Layla. Don't get me wrong, we're bringing her.
Like
so,
he said, sorry. I have an SUV, and the back of the SUV, like the trunk, I guess, is Layla's space. So when we say we only with what fits in the car, basically it's what fits in the back seat of the car, because Layla has to have her space, and since we are driving across Canada, she really does have to have a lot of space. So we can't really cram anything in the
back.
trunk. Thank you. Jesus.
Yeah. No, but like so that's kind of the reason why we're gonna do it. And with all that, like, just not to say it's a moving series or you guys will get to follow along what we do for the move. We kind of had the idea at the same time, like both of us are in a kind of not so great place with the way we look. We don't like the way we look.
No.
And we're talking physically for the last 2 months or so. You guys saw for the last video that I was not feeling the greatest. I was not happy, or I was going through some stuff. And we kind of backed off from the gym, going hard like at the gym, but also on a diet. We weren't really tracking. Actually, we weren't tracking at all. We weren't eating enough. We were eating crap. And it kind of affected us in the way we feel right now. And I was like, well, from right now till today, or like a few days ago, we have 3 months until we leave. So why not use that time to just go kind of crazy on a prep, like literally just prep for us, but also like you want to look good during summertime. You want to look shredded. You want to like look your best when you're wearing a bikini or a pair of shorts when you go to the beach and just hanging out on a side pool or whatever. But like I was like, why not use that 3 months to be really, really dedicated to the move, but also dedicated to what we're gonna bring in 90 days. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let's start from today, because today is a Monday, bro. You start everything on a Monday, right? or on the first of the month, but like it's
ADHD.
Hey, it's the 3rd, okay? April 3rd right now. You guys will see this in a few days, but April 3rd, we're starting today. It's a Monday. So we're starting today. We're starting tracking our calories again, what we eat, what the macros are. We're cutting a lot of bad food. Well, I'm not gonna say bad food, but bad habits, but also like the crappy food. So I'm gonna cut alcohol. I'm gonna cut candies, and we're gonna allow ourselves.
For all of those who know him, he just said he's cutting alcohol and candy. Just saying.
Yeah. So we're like kind of cutting all the unnecessary sugar and calories, and I want to have a good physique for this summer. I'm gonna look skinny. I know it's fine. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Well, sorry. We're also gonna have like 2 kinds of versions of this.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna be a little bit more cut and dry about this, and I'm gonna be a little bit more, if it fits your macros, about it. But I am cutting down on a lot of things, and but here's like another thing about that is, well, first of all, he's a man, I'm a woman. To start with, it's going to be different. But I also have a condition called PCOS. Polycystic ovary syndrome. I had to remember what it was. And that makes a big difference in how my body reacts to things. So we're going to be, I'm going to have to keep that in mind. In my past experiences, seeing results with the gym and dieting has been really, really hard. So let's see what happens. Because this is the way he does things is very different from what I've experienced with other coaches and nutritionists before. So hopefully this time it works better.
Well, the thing, like, I don't know what she used to do before. I don't know what the coaches were doing. I don't know what they were saying or the way they were working. Honestly, the way I know how is mostly the basic. Like, count your macros, count your calories in, make sure you work out enough, you lift heavy. And like I really tend to go on the bro gym, like the gym bro side, like of eating your chicken, the rice, your sweet potatoes and broccoli, and keeping it really, really simple. Mode's a foodie. It's a little harder on her mental to cut like sauces, pastas, and like I get that. I'm like, okay, well it's something you're gonna have to work in a different way than me. I don't mind eating chicken, broccoli, and rice 3 times a day. It's just the way it is. I get my macros in.
I can't do that.
So it's
Not
going
that
to
I
be.
mind. Sorry. Not that it bothers me to eat that meal. I just can't do that only. Like
Yeah.
the way I can't do
So I think for you guys, it'll be kind of interesting to see that she's going to do it in a more
flavorful. Yeah.
flavorful, but like still being careful of what
Oh,
she
yeah.
puts in, and for me on the other side, it'll be really really basic. So if you don't want to go crazy and like you
Meal
really
prep
just
and-
want the easy part, well, I'm gonna do it the easy way because I hate complicated things. But for her, it's also like you really want to feel good about the food you eat, because if you don't, it'll be like
Oh, yeah.
it takes a toll on your mental health like crazy. So you don't want to have a bad relationship with food.
No.
So you need to have something that is sustainable. I'm not going to sustain a diet like all the time, clean like that for my whole life. But for now, for this series, that's what I'm going to do. Like I'm going on a prep, it won't be as strict,
Restrictive.
But yeah, but I'll still be really really careful on what I eat and then cut all the unnecessary food.
So don't get me wrong. Me saying I'm going to be more if it fits your macros doesn't mean that I'm going to be kind of loose about it. No, I have some restrictions. I have some goals. I have some goals to hit basically with my diet, and I am going to stick to them. I'm just going to be doing it a different way so that it's more sustainable and it's more also mentally healthy for me. We just have a different way of doing it, but I'm also going to be very on point with whatever coach says I have to do.
So yeah, that's pretty much what this summer prep series is gonna be about. We're gonna pretty much film just the process of us going through the whole dieting and workout.
Oh, speaking of workout, sorry. Do you want to say now what our workout program is going to be?
We will also kind of be filming a video on the side of the summer prep series that you guys will know eventually, but right now the workout schedule will be a push pull leg upper lower 5 times a week and 2 days off on the weekend. So Saturdays and Sundays are going to be off gym, but also we're going to have cardio sessions. We're going to start with 3 times 30 minute of cardio, and eventually we're going to bump it up as closer as we get to the end.
To our moving day.
Yeah.
And when he says Saturday, Sunday are days off, he means days off of like weightlifting.
Weightlifting. Still active rest. So active rest will mean that we're gonna go for walks, we're gonna go for hikes, we're gonna do something that is it could be a 7-minute hit workout. Like it's just no weights. So that's gonna be that for the workout. Nothing too crazy. Push pull leg upper lower. It makes enough time for us to be able to hit every muscle group twice per week, and we don't have to do a push pull leg and only have 1 day of recovery or editing or whatever it is that we kind of need to. So on this side we still have a lot of things to do, so we'll see if a 5-day workout, five workouts a week will work for us.
We'll see.
So don't expect like to have, in something that I need to remind myself as well, it's to not think that I will have the body that I dreamed of in 3 months.
Oh.
That's not the goal. That's not to say, okay, like, oh, I'm going to be freaking Mr. Olympia in 3 months. No, it's just making progress and making sure you're able to do it. And if it doesn't work for you, well, you can switch it up. If you think you're training too much, well, you reduce the amount of time you work out. If you're not eating enough or if you're eating too much, it's always adjustment until you find the right thing for you. So I think that's going to be some adjustments and everything. But at the same time, it's just, why not document the whole thing? So if it works really, really well for both of us, if it doesn't work for me and it works for Mode, if it doesn't work for Mode, it works for me, well, we're going to know what to adjust eventually, and then we might have to do some trial and error on that. So I think this series is going to be really, really interesting for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 3-month series. We have 3 months between now and moving day. We don't have a specific day for the move, but it's still 3
Close
months
to-
for sure. Like
close to 3 months,
yeah.
yeah.
So 3 months between now and moving day. So there's enough time to see some progress, and as much in our personal lives with the move and everything, as in our physical lives, I guess.
Oh yeah, in our physique.
So,
Hopefully
yeah,
it does.
physique.
Hopefully it does change. Honestly, like we said, 3 months. Don't expect to lose 30. Like if you want to follow along, if you want to start, and if you guys think that it's a really good idea, take a picture on day one, and just take another in 30 days and another one in 60, and in 3 months just follow along and do it. And I'm not saying you're gonna lose 30 to 40 pounds. If you do, congratulations. But I think it's a good challenge to just do it for your health and your mood. And
Now leave us a comment if you feel motivated or feel inspired to join us on that journey, whatever it is, whether it's something in your personal life like our move, or with your health, with either the gym or whatever your diet. When we say diet, we just mean your eating habits, by the way. So just leave us a comment if you're inspired to go on a 3-month journey with us, and tell us what it is.
all right, so here's the big announcement of what's coming for you guys on here. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, and leave a comment down below. We'll see you in the next one.